Like Cousin Skeeter. He was like, don't know the words. Hey y'all, it's Tay. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A style, answering your burning questions about me regarding personal, professional, and candle business related. But before we get started, you know what we gotta do. Light it up, we gotta light it up. And this one I'm burning today is Passion Fruit Paradise. I would say like this one is more of a summer fragrance, if you will. But to be honest, I love it. It's very fruity. It's very sweet and exotic smelling. Like I get like rainforest vibes when I smell Passion Fruit Paradise. And it has notes of passion fruit, raspberry, and pomegranate. Like it just smells amazing. And then if you want this candle as well, use the code YouTube10 on the website. I'll put the link in my bio. Use that code and then you'll get 10% off of Passion Fruit Paradise, so you can experience this ambiance and this vibe in your own home. And yes, this is a paid sponsorship because it is my business. Anyways, let's start off with the first question. Where are you originally from? So I'm originally from Lansing, Michigan, but I moved to Arizona in 2017, like right after I graduated college, like a year after. And I was there in Arizona from 2017 until 2022. And after I moved from Arizona, I decided to move to Vegas. Me and my boyfriend now live in Vegas. And I feel like it has just been the biggest blessing because Vegas has always been like my second home. If you know me, you know that I go to Vegas like all the time. So actually living here is a little different, but I still love it nonetheless. Like the people here are amazing. The small business community is amazing. And you know, it's like in Vegas, like anything goes. Like I'm never bored. I never have nothing to do. There's always something to do. And I live like so far yet so close to where I can be in the midst of everything, all the chaos, and like being on the strip and Fremont and whatever I want to do, especially if like family and friends coming to town. But then I also live in a close proximity where I can just be like, no, I'm leaving, I'm going home. Why did you move from Arizona to Vegas and then moving help with your candle business? I moved from Arizona to Vegas because me and my boyfriend just really wanted to change. I really wanted to get out of Arizona because I honestly was starting to hate it. There was a lot of things with my circumstances before I even met my boyfriend living there, and I just was trying to find my groove with, and I could never really mesh with, and it just didn't make sense. I always knew that like Arizona was never going to be like my forever home, you know. I just thought it was like a stepping stone to somewhere, and I was optimistic about some like certain steps in my life and certain things that I was doing well living there. But I know at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, this is not the place for me. Another thing is too is just like I was saying that if I can't see myself like buying a house, you know, on the 5th year that I'm living here, then I know that this isn't my forever home. And it's ironic because I ended up moving before my 5 years in Arizona. So I don't know if that tells you. But yeah, we really just wanted to change. My boyfriend's from New York, Brooklyn, stand up. I'm from Lansing, Michigan, stand down. Being in Arizona during the time of, you know, a new presidency and all that, it was very like eye-opening to me because it was a lot of, and I have, you know, I don't want to get too political, but it was just so many like Trump supporters, and it just made me feel uncomfortable and uneasy. And I just was like, I don't see myself like thriving in the state that way I wanted to. And I think once I got past that point of like, yeah, this ain't the place for me, everything started to like irritate me and annoy me. And that kind of motivated me to like, all right, Taylor, you need to get the hell up out of here because this ain't the place. I basically just moved because we wanted to try something new and something different. And I know a lot of people are always like, oh no, you know, like Arizona and Vegas, like they're technically the same. But to me, they're technically not. And I want to say the people in Arizona, they're not like nice, they're not friendly. I don't know what it is. I don't know, like, but the people that I did, you know, form those bonds with and like those friendships forever, I will forever have them by my side in my heart, hold them near and dear, close to me. But just like you just going and visiting, like, I don't know. Some people have their, you know, perceptions of what they think. Because when they do come into Arizona, they most likely visit like Scottsdale or they go to Sedona. Like, they don't really experience what I experienced. And so that's why like my views are kind of jaded on it. just really just trying to find myself in mesh in Arizona was really hard. It was really hard, but I'm thankful for the challenges, and I'm thankful for being able to start a business during the pandemic in Arizona. So I'm thankful for that. But overall, we really just wanted to try something new, and I'm glad that we made the steps that we took to get here, to being in Vegas. Just like the people, the community, the small business community, I just feel like I belong here. And when you know that when you just feel like you belong somewhere, it's just so much better. You can thrive better, like mentally, you know, physically, spiritually. You just are in a better space overall. And I think that definitely had something to do with me just flowing a lot better. And yeah, like I said, I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for it being a part of my journey, but all things must come to an end, and I'm glad that one did. What inspired you to start your own candle business? This is a great question. To be completely honest with you, I wanted to create an extra source of income for myself, and that's how candle making came about. Like, that's really how it came about. My boyfriend he's always been like very entrepreneur, like go and get it, like I'm gonna get my own money, like, you know, not really F these jobs, but I just want to be able to get it on my own. And at first I was very skeptical of that, because like the mindset of being an entrepreneur and relying on other people to buy from you and to, you know, invest in you and yourself and your business, like that was just mind-blowing to me, because I'm like, how are people doing this? Like, why would you rely on complete strangers to help with your career goals and to help, just honestly, just to help you, you know what I'm saying? Like financially, how is that? Like I couldn't get my mind around that. I couldn't grasp the idea of that. And once I stopped being so like narrow-minded and like jaded for like my point of views, I really just started asking questions like, oh, okay, so like what does this look like? How do you do this? Like what, you know, how does that work? And the more I started to like, you know, deep dive into it, I'm like, okay, you know, an extra source of income wouldn't be so bad, because when I was in Arizona, that's one of the reasons why too, like I was struggling, you know what I'm saying? Like I was struggling to make, not really struggling, but like I wasn't enjoying life. I was just paying the bills and just being a boring, very boring and like suffering person because of my circumstances. Like my job wasn't the best. Some of my living situations weren't the best either. So it just took a toll on me. And so at that moment, I'm like, yo, starting a business and, you know, creating an extra source of income for myself, that doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound bad. Like what's the worst that could happen in this, you know, particular situation? So I ended up doing my own research. I'm like, yo, like what can I do, you know, that I could start a business and that I could be sustainable. And another thing for me too is that like be consistent. That's my mom. Be consistent, like, because I always start something, but then I never have enough motivation to go through with it or to finish it like the way I want to. Like I execute it in my mind, but just something just gets lost in translation. So I'm like, yo, I need something that could be sustainable for me, that I can, you know, be consistent with, something that makes sense. And I think I was just sitting in my room and I was like looking at like my shelf, and it was like a Bath and Body Works candle. And I'm like, yo, I can make candles. But then I'm looking at my candle, I'm like, this candle's trash. And low-key, when I did light it, it gave me a headache. And that's why I didn't like continue with like the proper candle care of it, because it was trash looking, because I'm like, yo, this candle just, it wasn't a good experience with that candle. I'm like, what if I make candles, right? But I can make them like eco-friendly, make it smell good. I can do this, you know what I'm saying? I had all these things in my head, and I'm like, yeah. And I'm the type of person that like, if I have this idea, maybe it's like half manic, half like delusional, I don't know. But I had this idea, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to start Googling right now how to make a candle with supplies I need, Like I was on it, because I think I had this idea like either late at night or early in the morning, and I just started Googling stuff. And I think I ended up going to like Hobby Lobby or Michael's, because they had like the like DIY candle making kits. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just, I took a picture of my supplies and like me in the store with the cart with like my notepad and everything that I needed. And I have a picture of that, and I still have it. Maybe I can put it in this video right here. But anyway, so I wrote all my supplies down. I'm like, yo, I'm going to the store. I need everything. and I was ready. And at this time, I didn't even care about like the cost or anything. I just was like, I need to execute this. This is my mind. I'm gonna try it out. Like when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Got all the stuff, went back home, got to like testing. The first one, trash, absolutely terrible. Like it was terrible. And I have pictures of that as well. It was so bad. Like, but you know what? It was something that I made. And it was very intriguing to me because I'm like, yo, I can actually do this. Like, once you have a product, in my head, I'm like, once you have a product, people just gonna eat it up automatically. That was so naive of me because that's not really how it works. It's later on down the line, maybe like a month or two after I had launched my candle business, my why really changed. It changed so much for me because like, although, you know, candle making was bringing me joy and I just had like really good fulfillment of doing it. My mom was diagnosed with cancer at the time, and me being in Arizona and her being in Michigan, like that was literally that was the craziest and the most chaotic time of my life, because I was also like working very hard to get my like candles to celebrities, pitching to them on Twitter, because Twitter was really just up and going at the time during the pandemic, talking to celebrities on Twitter, sending them out my my candles. And then at the same time, like checking in my mom, make sure she's good, you know. It was literally all a blur, like Drake said. It was all a blur. I think it sounds bad, but I think I suffer from like some memory loss, because there's some certain parts of like my life or like certain trajectories of like that year and like years before that I just do not remember. Like my boyfriend asks me certain stuff all the time and I'm like, I just do not remember. Or my mom, she was like, yeah, you remember that? I'm like, no, like 2020 was just, it was so fast for me. It was so traumatic and so like, it was so chaotic and hectic. And I was just dealing with so much and I was just doing so much and I was just going through the motions of doing what I needed to do. And I wasn't even really thinking. And mind you, I was balancing a job at this time because I had just started a new job because I work for the state of Arizona. Started a new position. Well, I was still working for them anyway, but I just got a new position with the state. And then, you know, we had to go remote. So that was a change in itself. And then my mom got diagnosed and then I started a new business. So I was just dealing with so much at the time. Anyway, so I had flew out to Michigan to be with her for her surgery. And then me and my aunt were supposed to go in like the waiting room. And then that was traumatic too, because they're like, oh, only one person can be in due to COVID. So I'm like, I gotta go through this by myself. I don't even know how to explain it or how to like even just, it was a crazy time. I'm just, as you can tell, like I can't even get the words out because it was just so crazy at the time. Like it was just something I went through. I'm like, damn, I really went through that. My why really changed because my mom was diagnosed. And I'm like, yo, candle making, like, and even though there was like so much crazy things going on in my life at the time, like being able to have this place of calmness and being able to have my focus on something other than like personal, what I'm going through with like my mom and like my mental health, but just really being able to just focus on just crafting something that would give some other people joy in their homes. Like I'm able to really put together this candle, crafted, you know, handmade by me, down from the label to the scent to the jar to the packaging, to the marketing, like just talking, interacting with people. And I think that really gave me like just a sense of well-being and calmness throughout the most chaotic time of my life. And yeah, so like that definitely has changed a lot with my why. But my mom is, you know, cancer-free, like by the grace of God. We got through that, we went through that together, and I'm just like, it wasn't even about, it's just crazy how God really just places something in your life to like, okay, like you wanted it to be like this, but like I really gave this for you. I gave this to you for a reason, so that you can really, you know, just be able to find peace during the you know, the midst of the storm. Like that's really what candle making is about for me. Like it used to be, okay, I just need an extra source of income, but like what it really meant for me was just to slow down and just to appreciate and enjoy the process and being consistent. Like I said earlier, like because consistency is not a thing for me, but he's just like, I'm gonna show you that like you need to be consistent. You need to like I'm gonna throw you, you know, I'm gonna throw you stuff. Like how you gonna be able to handle it? How are you gonna be able to handle it? How are you gonna be able to withstand? Like I'm gonna get you through this because I've got you through so much other stuff, but like this is really the test. I'm going to give you the test to see if this is the business that you want for not only you, but like for your future, for generations to come. Like, you are paving the way, and this is just a little something I'm throwing at you right now. Like, are you gonna be able to handle it? And I'm like, you know what, God, challenge accepted. You know, we got through it. And there was never a moment where I doubted my situation. I doubted what I was going through. I doubted, you know, starting the business. I never had any doubts. I was very confident in what I was doing. And I think it was just a moment of transparency, of me just really being able to lean on him for understanding and just be like, you know what, God, you're right. I am not in control of anything. I have no control of anything. You are in control. My only, you know, thing that I need to do is just trust in you and trust the process, be consistent, do what I need to do, and that's it. So that's a whole nother different video that we're gonna get into. So I'm gonna go to the next question. What motivates you to continue growing your candle business alongside your other commitments? Because I know that I just have so much more that I want to do in life. And I know if I stay stagnant and if I don't try out new things and like walk out on faith on certain things, like I won't reach those goals. For me, it's just really just being a better person each and every day. And I know that starts with like, you know, inner work and like healing myself from just so much stuff that I've, you know, been through in like Arizona and that I'm going through right now. But I think what really motivates me is just like, yo, like you got to keep going. I think like just really motivating me is just like I really just want to be the best version of myself, mentally, physically, personally, financially, business wise. Like I want to be the best version of myself. And I'm not saying that means like the perfect version, but it's just I just want to continue to get better and to be better. And I think, like I said, that starts with just healing myself, because a lot of people are always like, lady, like, I don't know, like something changed, like you're glowing, your aura, something's different. I'm like, girl, that ain't nothing but God. Lots of prayer, lots of cafecito, and lots of candle making, like for real. Because I just, like I said, I just really want to be the best version of myself. That is what motivates me. It's because I've been through so much, and I'm like, okay, yeah, like you've been through so much, and you can continue to use that as a crutch, you know, make excuses for yourself. But I'm like, yo, like making excuses for myself is not going to get me to where I want to be. It's not going to help me reach my goals. I need to get off my ass and I need to work, like Kimmy said. What are your future goals and aspirations for your candle business? I'm a firm believer in not saying my goals. I don't know if I want to put that energy out that, like, you know, some people be like, oh, she ain't ever gonna make it that way, or, you know, plotting on your downfall. And I was always just been the person to just like keep my goals to myself until I get there. But what I can say is that I do want to get into 1 to 2 major retail stores, and those stores are so we'll see what God has in store for me, you know, in the next couple months, in the next year, in the next 2 years, next 5 years. But that's my goal. I really want to get into those 2 stores because I feel like they align so well with my brand, what I represent. And those stores are just really, they just really just been those girls for some time. I'm like, I'm that girl too. I'm that girl. I don't know. I love doing that, even though I don't. I'm bald. So anyways, what is your full-time job? So I'm a social media manager for a senior living facility. Now, I am full-time. I am remote, so I work from home. And it's the most chill job ever. Like, it's a perfect job for someone who has a small business. And I thank God, because that was on my prayer list for my next full-time, well, my previous job that I had. I was like, yo, God, I really need something that can align with my business, because as you know, like, stuff gets crazy and I need to be able to prioritize. And I'm just so glad that it's a job that works for me, and it works with me, and it works for my schedule. But yeah, I'm a social media manager. I do ads, post things on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's a really easy job, and I'm so thankful and I'm blessed to be able to have it, so that I can work with my small business, because I've had jobs in the past where they did not work, and I used to stress myself out. Being a social media manager along with having my small business. So yeah, that's a blessing. What is your favorite part about working from home? What challenges have you faced in this environment? My favorite part about working from home is that I'm home. I'm a homebody. I love being home. That's my favorite part. There's nothing else to say. That's my favorite part, is being home. The ability to be home and do whatever I need to and not feel like I have to be so rushed into doing things because I'm not at home or I'm in the office. Like, this is my office. This is where I can do all that. Oh, and what challenges have you faced? I feel like the only challenges is just like, some days I just don't want to work. I'm keeping it all the way real. Like, sometimes I just don't want to work. I think just having structure and writing things down, like a list of things that I need to get done, and looking at that, like, all right, Taylor, you got stuff that you need to do. You can't just BS. So that's the most challenging part of it all. But other than that, I just love working from home. How do you deal with imposter syndrome as a small business, and what keeps you motivated to push through? Honestly, I pray. I pray the imposter syndrome away, because why am I comparing myself? And it's not only like, why am I comparing myself to other people, but like, why am I comparing my journey? Like, girl, you are where you need to be for a reason. Be okay with that. Soak in that. Take that in. The time that you're going through, like, it's not gonna be forever. Just appreciate where you are. Learn to appreciate where you are and where you are in your journey. Like, you're gonna keep going. As long as you be consistent and you set goals for yourself and you know the things that you need to accomplish on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, like, that's okay. Like, just keep going. Some strategies you might have to switch up every now and then because some stuff may not work, but that's the beauty of it all. And that's what I'm learning. Imposter syndrome is really all in your head. It's really all in your head. Once you get your mental together and you start to realize that, like, yo, if I combat the negative thoughts with the positive ones, I could be in such a better headspace than just trying to fill my head with all these crazy analogies and just BS. Once you get your mind in alignment to where you want your goals to be, like, you're already there. You're literally already there. You just have to continue to just put the work in. Get your mind in alignment and put the work in. So I pray the imposter syndrome away. And to be honest, people only show what they want to show on social media. Like, of course it could look good on social media, but like it probably ain't all good. You're sitting up here comparing yourself and why you need to be further along than what you are. That's not doing anything but just holding you back and infiltrating your mind with bullshit. So I pray it away. Pray the imposter syndrome away, and that's what you need to do. What keeps me motivated? I think the little things, like, wow, I get to film a YouTube video today. Thinking about the things that I already have and I obtain, and thinking about how those things I've always wanted for some time, and like I prayed and I got it. And I think that keeps me motivated. It's because it's like, everything that I've ever wanted, I've got it. You know, I want these things for myself, and I set these goals for myself to achieve, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna take some time, but like, I'm gonna get there. And I'm like, wow, that's motivation in itself, because you have to keep going. If you stop, the worst thing that could, you know, happen is that you stop. And 6 months from now, 2 months from now, you'd be like, damn, why did I stop? I could have been so further along. Like, and I have no clue where that could have taken me because I stopped. You just have to keep going, get your mind in alignment with your goals, and pray the imposter syndrome away. What is your favorite candle scent, and is there a specific memory associated with it? All my scents that I have are my favorite, okay? I'm gonna tell you that right now. There's not a scent that I burn or that I've made that I do not like. They're all my favorite. And they all have a specific meaning to me and the reason why I did them or created them. But one in particular that I do not have, a lot of people have been requesting it. Like, a lot of my customers have been like, oh, Taylor, I need this scent back. Or, do you have extras? Can you send them to me? And I haven't. Black Sand Beach. So if you know, you know. I love Hawaii. I had the amazing opportunity to just really immerse myself in Hawaiian culture in 2015 when I was a student at Michigan State University. and I studied at UH Manoa. Shout out to everybody who was on the study away trip with me. I miss y'all, I love y'all. If y'all watching this, hey. Studying away for me was just like, you know, studying abroad. I mean, Hawaii is obviously a part of the US, but it's so far away from home, like it felt like I was abroad. We visited this beach called Black Sand Beach, and I was like, yo, I have to make a candle about this. Like, this brings back so many good memories of me just being there with my classmates and just really learning about the Hawaiian culture and their traditions. Say that like that one was the most dear and near to my heart. And the only reason why I took it away is because I had too many like masculine scents, because that was like a masculine scent. Ozone, citrus, those types of scents. So I might bring it back. Do y'all want it? Do y'all want it? Because I will. I will if y'all want to. Like I said, I already have some customers that have been requesting it, and I have been sending it to them. And yeah, actually, let me read y'all what one of my customers has sent last week, because she was requesting it. She said, hi, FYI, I bought a Black Sand Beach candle from you in 2021. We love the scent, but the candle wax is almost gone. So I tried to order a new one, but can't find the scent on your website. Sad face. Do you have any more of this scent in stock? Thanks. Basically replied and was like, Pat, thank you so much. You know, unfortunately, you know, it wasn't really like selling well. But like the people who did love it, they loved it and they bought it. But like overall, it just wasn't really selling that well. And I explained that to her. But like, do you have any in stock? Can you use it? I'm like, you know what? I do have some more of that fragrance oil, and I do have some more of those labels. I can make you a candle. She said, and I'm surprised that this candle didn't do so well. I love the scent, but the real surprise is my husband does too. He's so picky when it comes to candles. He doesn't like most candle scents, but he likes this one. It just has a fresh scent, not too sweet. When I saw that Black Sand Beach was no longer available, I bought candles from other companies, but he still continues to choose your candle each time. Thanks again. Like what? That's what you about me. Y'all be motivating me. Like stuff like that is just, I got it. What keeps you motivated? Like stuff like that. Like, what advice do you have for individuals looking to start a side business while maintaining a demanding full job? I have to be disciplined. It's not easy. For me, in my lifestyle, in my job, it's, you know, not that too demanding. At times it is, but overall it's pretty chill. But I think really evaluate like what type of job you have and the tasks that are really going to demand of you from that job, and then like the type of business that you want as well, because that's gonna have a lot to do, because you don't want to be burnt out and running on fumes. You don't want to feel like it's just too much for you, and some nights you're gonna be up late night, some nights you're not gonna get sleep. Like, how is that gonna affect you? Are you a person that can run off of not getting much sleep? I'll sleep when I die. Like, are you the type of person that's just like, no, I can't, like, I really love my mornings, love my me time, like, I can't, like, those are things that you really just need to consider before really starting a business, because if not, you don't want to jump into it. So just make sure that you are prioritizing and evaluating like the steps that you need in order to be successful in both. Time management is one. I know I could be better with time management. Those are my tips. What's your preferred method for unwinding and recharging after a long day of work in both roles? Honestly, just taking a long hot shower, lighting a candle, of course. Y'all heard that? My stomach is going crazy because I only had coffee. Really journaling. I love journaling. I love just like putting my thoughts to paper, and listening to music. I love R&B music, sitting on the balcony, watching movies, watching Friday. Like that's my thing. Like I said, I love being home. I'm a homebody. Really simple things. Like, I love simple things. Every now and then we'll go check out like a new little restaurant or a new attraction, something to do here in Vegas. I think that we've also been in places where our homes weren't always the best. Just being able to be appreciative and be in a space where it's clean, it's beautiful. We live in a beautiful home now, or apartment, and just being here and just really soaking in that, like, wow, I can be in this home, be in this space where I'm comfortable and I just feel free. And I think that in itself is just comfortable to me. Like I said, I enjoy the little things. I enjoyed so much of the little things in life, and that is what really just brings me joy. That's my unwinding, is just being home. What do you believe sets your candle business apart from others, and how does your social media presence reflect this uniqueness? I think what sets me apart from other candle businesses is my personality, like in the way I think. and the way I'm me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying this to be like like I'm showboating or like trying to put down another business, because that's not me at all. That's really not me. But I think it's really just my uniqueness of how I talk to people. I love talking to people. That's why I have like candles and cocktails events, like candles and cocktails experiences. Like, I love talking to people. I love meeting people. I love learning about people, where they come from, what's their background, what's their story, what motivates them. Like, because that helps ground me, you know, that helps me be more of a well-rounded person. I also love doing in-person like pop-up shop events. I just love engaging with people, and I think having that engagement with people really gets people like engaged with me and engaged with my business, and wanting to know why I started something, so why I started this business, how I'm able to push through the obstacles that I faced, where I'm at now. Like, a lot of people just think that I'm in like stores. They're like, oh, what store are you in? I'm like, I'm not in the store yet, but it's coming very soon. And just the relatability, like, that was just over my goal. It's just to be very relatable and down to earth. I want my customers to really just feel like family. I want them to be like my uncles, my aunties, my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, you know, whoever, like my sisters, my brothers. I really want like my brand to be relatable, and I want them to just feel a sense of belonging. Like, no matter who you are, what you're going through, you are going to find a scent that, you know, fills your space with warmness, and you're going to enjoy it. Whether you have like family and friends over, or you're having a date night, or you're just unwinding after a long day, or like whatever. Like, I want to have like my candles in your home to just fill your space with just love and joy and peace, tranquility, whatever you need. Like, Taylor Candle & Co. is going to fill your space with that. I want to be something and someone that you can be like, yeah, I know her on a personal level. I relate to her brand story. Or, you know, it's just motivating to me. Or like, I don't know, I just love people. I love being very personable and just learning about people's backgrounds and their history. I love all my family, whoever you are, wherever you're watching this. I love you. Thanks for being here. Can you describe a moment in your journey where you felt like you had to take a leap of faith, and how did it turn out? Yes. And I'm very excited to announce that this leap of faith turned into something even more amazing, because a couple weeks ago I had this crazy idea that I wanted to do like street interviews. I wanted to interview people and scented to where I can have them sniff. I actually have them right here. Yeah, okay, so these are 10s, and this one isn't done, but basically they're like little 1 ounce candles that I have. And the vision was that I was gonna go down to and talk to people and get them to be on camera with me, and I was gonna ask them to give an honest, real, raw reaction of like my candles and what they smell like. I was so freaking nervous to do this, because it's something that I've never done other than just talking to people at pop-up shops. And I don't know, for some reason I just really wanted to try it, because it was something new, something different, but it's also me stepping outside of the box to really just try something new, you know. But I was just so scared. But I knew that like God was telling me that, like, girl, if you just do this, you just be obedient, you listen to what I'm doing, or listen to what I'm saying and do what I'm telling you to do, like, I can show you that on the other side of that, it's gonna be like something that you never even thought of. And I knew, that's the thing, I knew it. I knew once I completed that task and once I was gonna be obedient, that like something was gonna happen. Put my pride aside, and it took me some time. Like, I was on Close Friends. I'm asking like my friends, like, what should I do? Like, I'm scared. Like, I have all the tools and the things that I need. I have my tripod, I have my camera. I even bought like little mics from Amazon. I had my like 10 candles that I was gonna give out. I had my like thank you cards. I had my business cards with them. I was just scared. I was scared. But I knew that like on the other side of it, something good was gonna happen. I'm gonna document this and put my pride aside. I'm gonna do it. So I documented me going into the store. And I was just so nervous because, you know, just thinking of what people think of you, it just made me like, it just made my skin crawl, you know. But I'm like, yo, chances make champions. If I don't do it right now, like, I don't know, like I had to do it. I had to do it. Something was telling me how to do it. I ended up doing it. It was very scary, but I feel like after my first one, I was like, yo, I can continue to do this. So I did like 2 more, did 3 in a day. And the purpose of it was I get people to smell the candles, but then I was actually going to gift them with a tin as well. So I was gonna gift them like bigger candles like this, but I was like, you know what? No, we're not gonna do that, because carrying around like 10.5-ounce candles, like 4 or 5 of those, that just didn't make sense to me. So that's why I opted for the tins. To agree to want to do the video, want to be on camera, they eventually they did it. They gave me their real honest reviews and they loved it. Like I was freaking out for no reason. And at the end of the video, I gifted them with like a little goodie bag, one like this, and then I put my business card in there along with the candle care card and a tin candle of like, I think I had like sweet amber, passion fruit, or happy hour, and then like one of my other like about me cards. So, but it went really well and they really appreciated the gift. I don't know if anybody like actually, or if I made any sales from doing that, but all in all, it was just a process that I just needed to get out of my head, to get my mind in alignment with my goals. And I did it. And I'm so glad that I did it, because me taking that leap of faith, I was able to land a partnership with, yeah, because I was standing in front of the store. And it's also crazy because I was like kind of standing in front of like Bath and Body Works too, and that was not intentional. But once I got to the floor, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good, because people are, as they're going into this Bath and Body Works store, I can be like, you know what, you wanna sniff these candles. So it worked out. But as I was standing there, came out, she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh my gosh, you're watching me. I can see them watching me too from the store. They're like, all the employees standing in the store. What are you doing? Like, we were watching you. We're just trying to figure out, like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on over here? So I explained to her that, yeah, I wanted to talk to customers and just putting myself out there. And my incentive was giving them a candle. And I don't know what it's going to lead to, but I just knew that, like, something good was going to happen on this other side. She was just like, wow, that's so motivating. We're actually looking for vendors to have some candles for this upcoming event that we have in October. I'm like, wait, what? And you know when people talk to you and they tell you certain things and you be like, okay, like I've had a lot of instances where people are like, oh yeah, we need you, we need this X amount of candles, da da da, and like stuff just falls through. But like, she was serious, she was persistent. She emailed me, she texted me, she was like, Taylor, we want your candles, this is the event, and this is it, like send us the invoice, you're gonna pay it. And none of that would have happened if it wasn't for me taking a leap of faith and just saying, Taylor, put your pride aside and just go through and be obedient with what God is telling you in this season, and particularly in this situation. I knew, like I said, I already knew something good was going to come out of it, because I'm stepping out of the box. I'm trying something different that I never would have done. And I've been contemplating and sitting on this idea for months. And I'm like, yo, there's no better time than now. Like, when I did this, it was what? August? July? Like, girl, you need to step on faith, you need to do it. And I'm so glad I did. I'm excited to announce more of that partnership as well. Like, I just thank God. Anyway, so that was my example of stepping on our faith. Like, it seems scary. It seems very scary. It seems extremely scary. If something is telling you to just take that leap of faith and just do it, girl, you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. You can't think what anyone else thinks or what anyone says. You just have to get your mind in alignment to your goals. And you're literally almost already there. That's it. Sometimes, like, you don't even need to ask people for advice, because some people just aren't on the same wavelength as you. They're not where you at mentally, and that's okay too. Like, don't ask the advice. The only advice that you need to be asking is from God. Okay? Hype yourself up. Listen to some sermons. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get yourself, like, you are strong, you are confident, you can do everything that you put your mind to. Like, if God never put this in front of you, the idea, like, it wasn't meant to be, but it is. You got it. You need to stop sitting on it. You need to work on it. You need to act on it. I'm telling you to do it. Are there any notable misconceptions about owning a candle business or being a social media manager that you like to address? I'm just gonna say with being or owning a candle business, yes, there are. No, I'm not rich. Okay. I'm sorry, that's the first thing I had to say. And I know, like, sometimes my family says it like being like sarcastic, but like, and I think people think that too. They're like, oh, just because you own a business, like, you got money all the time. And I mean, I got a little something. There are days, there are weeks, there are months where I have dry months and I don't make sales, and people don't know that. But it's not my place to just go and cry and post about that. And I mean, I can. But instead of doing that and feeling sorry for myself, I just use that time as, okay, I need to put out an ebook. Do I already have that I can help other candle makers, or I can help other people and I can solve a problem for them, and it could be an ebook, and it could just be they buy it and that's it. You know what I'm saying? A little one-time purchase, and that's how I can make my money that way. Like, instead of just feeling down and out and sorry for myself, what are ways that I can, you know, overcome the situation? Because I've been in a situation so many times where I've been down and out and I'm like, yo, just crying and sad and feeling sorry for myself and lacking motivation. And I'm like, yo, instead of doing that, I can put that energy into generating something, you know, source of income for myself, like an extra stream. Like, I just started getting into ebooks, and ebooks have just been something that has been a blessing because I don't even have to worry about anything. I make the ebook, I put it on my stand store, people buy it, and it gets sent to their email automatically. Like, and that's it. I don't have to ship nothing out. I don't have to worry about like anything too crazy. I'm not always in a space where people are buying candles. Like, there are slow season for candles, like especially during the summer. People are traveling with their kids. People are just traveling in general. People are outside, they're doing activities, and nobody's really home and, you know, lighting candles like that. So I would say that like candle season is really like August to like May, honestly, if we're being completely honest. I know that during August to May, I need to really ramp up my marketing. I need to do what I can. And those are really the months that I need to be going hard. Also keeping in mind that like the slow months are going to be slow, and I just need to strategize and figure out ways when I'm not making money, or I'm not making as much as money as I would be in the other months. Yeah, people just think that I always get sales. That is not the case. That is not the case. I wish it was like that, but you know what? You just have to figure out ways to strategize and use that downtime. Like I said, if I want to do an ebook, put out an ebook. If I want to strategize on ways to, okay, I'm coming out with new candle scents for, you know, this particular season. I need to be thinking about Black Friday. What am I strategizing right now that's going to put me ahead for Black Friday? I'm going to use this downtime to the best of my ability, because I know that I'm not always going to have downtime, okay? When my time comes, I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be working. Miss Mama's is going to be booked and busy, okay? I'm not going to have this downtime that I'm having right now. So I need to be taking advantage of that right now and seeing what I can do in order to set myself up for success in the future. What is your favorite part of crafting a new candle, and how's that tie into the essence of your brand and social media identity? I love the fact of doing something new marketing wise. So having things with themes, seasonal stuff gets my creativity juices flowing. So fun for me, so it comes so easily. I know, but Usher is going to be performing for Super Bowl halftime show for 2024. I love Usher, right? And so I have also always done like a few of my candles and cocktails events with themes. So I've had like Drake night, well, Champagne Poppy, where we would listen to all Drake music, drinks that were made and were inspired by Drake. Love themes, and I love just making marketing like just really stand out with my brand. I think that's something else that helps me to stand out as well. I really want to do a candles and cocktails event, but I want to have it with like Usher inspired. So playing all Usher music. Just, I love being creative, and I think that's the thing that really gets me going with having a candle business, because I'm free range to do whatever I want to do, however I want to do it, and nobody can tell me anything. And if it doesn't work out, like, no one will really even know, because I'm not showcasing that to the world. I'm just, you know, I'm going with the flow of what works best for me. Just trying something new and trying something different and being different is just the season that I'm in, because there's so many people who just do things that are just, you know, so cold cut and dry, and there's only one way of doing things. No, get creative. Be creative. Do what you want to do. And I always have just like a lot of things in my mind that I always want to execute, but I felt like a lot of times I was holding back because one, I didn't have the equipment, or two, I didn't have the knowledge, or three, I was just like, yo, imposter syndrome. But like I said, once I got my mind in alignment with my goals, I'm like, yo, I can do anything. And Google and YouTube University You can literally do anything. And TikTok, I treat TikTok like a Google search, okay? You can find anything on TikTok. Have fun, live in the moment, just get as creative as possible. I think that really just ties into my brand in itself and what I love doing. So I had so much fun. Like, this was fun. This was really fun. I feel like a lot of people haven't really gotten the side of me doing like a Q&A and getting to know me and my brand some more. I'm doing this and I can't wait to do more. I can't wait to do more. If you have a question that, you know, didn't get answered, or you just have a question in general based off of what I've already mentioned in this video, go ahead and just leave me a comment below with your question. And we could probably do a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4 because I love this and I love y'all. Thanks for being here. My mom is being loud. Until next time.